This could be a fun, sexy month for you, Sagittarius, but you see me frowning a bit already. This is because another thing that happens is that some planets start moving into the sign of Scorpio, which is one sign before yours, and this is where planets are hiding from you. So you may feel like a lot of what's important in your life this month is hidden or not yet revealed. And it's good that way. You are entering the phase of hidden development that will last until the beginning of November. So November and December will be active and ambitious and exciting. And this month, yes, it can contain some fun times in it, but it's mostly grounding, hidden development, and preparing for what comes next. Let's unpack. I am Nadia, the astrologer for people who do not necessarily believe in astrology, but who love hearing their monthly forecasts. And this is yours for October 2025. And we start talking about Mercury, that until the 6th of October is in Libra, from which it's easy for it to help you with socializing, networking, with making plans or projections, with finding out about what possibilities, what options you have in the future. So yes, if the first days seem more social than usual, offline or online, this is how it's supposed to be. I'll talk about what Mercury does next at the end of the forecast. Now let's take a look at the moon. On the 7th, we have a full moon in Aries happening in your astrological area of fun, games, romance, creative self-expression, and weirdly also children, but only if they're a source of joy in your life right now. This fun, creative, romantic area of your life is, again, weirdly, where you will need to work hard in the next couple of years. For an artist, that's just work, but for us mere mortals, creative self-expression, even if not part of the job, can also be something that we actively work on and try to improve in. And the full moon may just show you what that might be that brings you joy and could use some dedicated work in the next couple of years. Alternatively, it may be some news or a realization regarding your kids, or luck with a really short-term investment that's more appropriately called a speculation. Remember, these forecasts are for whole groups of people. They may be great for taking a quick sense of the mood, but often what matters more is how transits are interacting with your personal chart and what your progressions are doing, which are basically your unique roadmap of development. That's what I look at in private readings, and you can book one through the link above or in description. Back to your forecast. Venus is spending the first 2 weeks of October in Virgo, which Virgo rules your area of career, reputation, business, if you're the business owner, and all things official, including your dealings with the state. Here, Venus will be helping you smooth out the rough edges, seem and look very appealing in your most official role. And if you need to take professional pictures of yourself for the job, for your CV, or to make your LinkedIn profile shine, the first 2 weeks of October are the best time for that. You may need an extra portion of that charm and diplomacy on the days surrounding the 11th, when this Venus will be aspecting Saturn, but you got it. You are a professional or grown up, and you can find an approach even to a difficult person when it really has to be. Afterwards, Venus moves on and enters the sign of Libra on the 14th of October. For you, this is a good thing, which contributes to this month being potentially fun and sexy. Libra rules your social circle and your ideas about the future. And with Venus here, you are going to have a lot of fun with women. So like in a predominantly female group or community, or with people who are doing Venusian things like art, fashion, beauty, parties. Again, you'll have to show people your charming, pleasure-loving side. But the payoff is amazing. People like you strengthen potentially useful social connections, you make new ones, you come out richer, more well-connected. And that's not all about Libra this month. On the 21st of October, we also have a new moon here, which will be a good time to plan something more long-lasting in this social and future-oriented part of your life. So Let's say you managed to charm some people into your orbit, and now the decision needs to be made. Do you want to keep them? Connections need maintaining. So are you ready to start investing into these ones? Do they serve your purpose? Are they aligned with your more long-lasting goals and attention? Here comes with your ideas about your future. This new moon is forming some powerful connections too, which may give it a certain flavor. For one, it's opposing the asteroid Chiron in Aries. This may be of some importance to people who have some concerns around children that cannot be easily alleviated, in which case start looking for a community with similar concerns. Or it might be also important to people who make art about painful subjects. If this is you, this new moon will be about finding your audience or creating it. Another planet aspecting this new moon is the lucky and growth-hungry Jupiter in Cancer, which may have to do with magic, other people's resources, such as funding, loans, property you may use for free, or deep intimacy. If anything from this bizarre list is now an important topic in your life, then the new moon on the 21st may be about creating a new vision of the future that would take into account this. So, for example, how would your future look like if someone invests in your business? Or how would it look like if you enter a committed relationship? Such things. Jupiter and Chiron are also aspecting each other this month quite independently from what the new moon is doing. This aspect may mean nothing to you. It's of questionable importance in general, but if it does mean something, it's probably about how beneficial things that you cannot control 100%, like whether your relationship is a lucky, nourishing one, whether your partner's family has money, whether your grant application gets approved, whether the situation on the market is good for your product, whether your past has been traumatizing or healing. So how do these things influence your ability to enjoy life? And if you've had problems with enjoying life recently, can you use some of those resources that do not belong to you 100% to restore your ability to enjoy? Moving on, we have Neptune, the planet of dreams, dreaming, and all things transcendental, retrograding back into Pisces. This may be of some importance to you, primarily because Pisces rules your home and family area of life, and Neptune here will make your situation here a bit more nebulous than it maybe probably has been during the summer months. Now, this is all part of a larger plan, which is to help you shift from working primarily on the issues of home, place of living, family, basic existential things, to putting more effort into living joyfully and creatively. Not a surprise here, but having a strong, reliable base at home frees up some mental capacity, time, and resources to invest into the more creative, joyful stuff. Well, Neptune and Saturn, that also returned to Pisces in September already, are now giving you 3.5 months to figure something out that will allow you to move on. Best case scenario, you make a decision regarding how or where you live, or accept some changes in how your family works, and invest some final effort into making things in this area of your life more or less sustainable. Another option is that you use your home and family life to ground yourself. You spend time with your loved ones in a place that makes you feel at home, belonging, and protected, to gather some strength and courage before you decide to venture into the unknown in 2026. I don't necessarily mean moving in a literal sense, more like shifting your focus to something more adventurous and, again, potentially joyful. Finally, let's talk about the planets in Scorpio. At the start of the month, it's just Mars. Then on the 6th of October, Mercury joins in. In Scorpio, planets are somewhat hidden from you, not as easily available for you to use them in your plans and conscious efforts. They are available to your unconscious mind, but we don't have control over that either. So it's basically no use to try to poke those planets into serving you while they're in Scorpio. With Mars there, you may feel like you are tired of making decisions, that you want to take a break from it. You're tired of showing initiative and you want to take a break from that as well. Your decision-making muscle is supposed to rest this month. So, you got to do what you got to do, but beyond that, it's best if you give yourself a break and just rest more. With Mercury also in hiding for most of the month, you may feel that your brain is also not as reliable as you wish it were. Well, it may be partly true, but hear me out. Mercury in Scorpio is really strong. It's just not cooperative at the moment, not ready to bend to your will. So it's best if you relax, not try to manage this process, and just allow ideas to unfold in your mind or around you. Observing and absorbing what's around you is, especially if it's a mood or some storylines that catch your attention, is more important than self-expression or making your point. Good news is that the final 10 or so days of October, these Mars and Mercury will be aspecting Jupiter in Cancer and Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. For you, this is a perfect time to get even more introspective, intuitive, and sensitive to what goes on in your heart. It's more of a poetic time rather than productive. And if you are sensitive enough and attentive enough to the feelings and the poetry and the images that your unconscious mind produces in dreams, for example, or enjoys in art and such, the more sustainable internal power you will have at the end of the year when it's time to act. So rest well. Have fun with people, be sensitive to beauty and feelings, do not ask too much of yourself, and have a lovely month, Sagittarius.